So today I wanted to talk about a subject that I feel like it's almost taboo because I know a lot of people are going through it, and I feel like nobody wants to talk about it, and that is postpartum depression. Don't get me wrong, like postpartum depression, it's not in the form where like I want to do some kind of weird shit to my baby, because it's not it at all. Like I would never do something to harm her. Being pregnant and being a mom are like two completely different things. Like when you're pregnant, like you're like, oh, like I'm pregnant, my baby. Once your baby actually like finally comes, like it's completely different. Like you, it's kind of odd to say, but it's pretty much true. Like you don't matter anymore. The only thing that pretty much matters is your baby. Like, and I feel like I have completely, not completely, but I feel like I am losing myself, or if not lost myself. I don't want to make it seem like this is all just negative, because like trust me, like there are so many good moments, like watching baby grow and like all her milestones and everything that like now there's so many little things that she's been doing and that she does that is just like brightens up my whole day. Like if you see other people with kids and you'll ask them like, oh, you know, how's mom life, how's parent life, and they'll be like, oh, it's great, it's wonderful. While there are a lot of wonderful moments, there are also a lot of moments that like literally make you want to rip your hair out. Like I'm not even gonna lie, I sometimes feel like I freaking lose my mind. And also another thing that makes it kind of hard for me, because I don't really have a lot of help with her. Like they do say that it takes a village to raise a baby, and I feel like that is so true. Like, yeah, my husband and I completely planned our baby and we're completely happy and everything. Sometimes I just need a break. Like sometimes I feel like I wish I just had somebody to hold her for me and just like be like, can you hold her for 5 minutes while I like run and go take a shower or something? If you are going through this, like you are not alone. It's happening to millions and millions of women every day who may not even realize they're going through it, or are going through it but they're too afraid to talk about it because they don't want people to know that this is what's happening. I feel like sometimes we want to keep up this facade, like, oh, like everything's great, and on the inside like you just like want to burst into tears, because like you can be in a room full of people and you can feel completely alone, and like it sucks. Like although you have your significant other, or sometimes you don't even like know what's wrong. I just go in the restroom and I cry. I just like burst into tears sometimes. Like a lot of people don't talk about it. Like it's hard, especially if you don't have a lot of help. Sometimes you gotta do housework, and like, yeah, it's easy to say, oh, you don't have to always have a clean house, like whatever. Sometimes that'll drive you freaking crazy, is to have a mess everywhere. But I mean, I do go in and out of spurts. Like I went through it a lot at the beginning, especially because at the beginning I could not really go out. Like she was born in December, it was cold, she was a newborn, and it was raining. Like I couldn't just go out everywhere all the time, and so I got pretty much cabin fever from being home all the time. And then now that she started to grow, I think maybe like at 2 months, 2 to like the whole entire month number 2 was like fantastic. Like I had everything down to a T, and like everything was great, and Harmony never fussed, she never cried, we can take her anywhere. And like when she started hitting like teething, like you can see all her gums, like they're completely all forming in her mouth. Like it doesn't just look like one thin little line, like you can see the shapes of teeth, which is amazing, you know, that's great. But poor little thing is in so much pain. Like I said, it's not all negative, but I mean, it's just like I hope that I really don't even know what I'm trying to get at in this video. I just know that this is what I'm going through, and you will pretty much quickly notice, or if you haven't already noticed, I really don't know how to explain it. And I know that a lot of people are going through this, And I'm pretty sure, like, if people ask you, like, what is wrong, like, you don't know how to explain it either. Sometimes you can come off to your spouse as, like, grouchy or grumpy or bitchy even. Like, I know that I've had my moments when I've just been such a bitch to my husband, like, and we're not usually like that. So, I mean, having a baby is tough. It is really tough. Pretty much, like, what's kind of helping me cope with it and helping me cope and go, like, get kind of pretty much, yeah, cope with it, is to just get out of the house, like, go to work for a little while, go take a walk to Target or to the mall or to the park, like, basically just getting out of the house. And I don't do this by myself, I take her with me because I freaking love my baby so much. Like, she is me, like, she is a part of me. I carried her for so long, she was in my body, like, she is me, and I love her so much. So when I go out, like, I take her with me because I love her, like, I want to be with her. It's just like, I feel like that's kind of both of our escape. And, like, also the simplest little thing, like just going to Starbucks and getting a venti decaf iced by mocha with coconut milk, makes me feel so much better. And I mean, it's just the little things that I've been finding that just kind of, like, are helping me cope. That's another thing that is hard for me, is the fact that I gained so much weight. Like, I used to weigh over 200 pounds a couple years ago, and I lost almost 100 pounds. I lost about, like, 90 some pounds. I went down to 120. My lowest was like 117. So during pregnancy, I just gained all of this weight, and then I lost most of it postpartum, but I am still like 15 pounds overweight. And, like, so I mean, sure, it's easy to say, why don't you just go hit the gym, or, like, it's kind of hard for me. Like, I can't really just leave her somewhere, or just, like, leave her and just go do things that I need to do. And, like, I feel like it's really, like, affecting me in very many ways. Like, just the whole weight gain thing is just, like, I'm not used to it. I'm not used to being, like, heavy anymore. I started my channel because I wanted to connect with other people who were going through the same thing as me. Like, at the moment it was pregnancy, and now it's motherhood. And I've met a lot of, like, mommies online that are going through similar things, and I feel like we're connecting and stuff. But, you know, like, we're all going through similar things, and we're all trying our hardest. And, like, sometimes, even if you feel like I, to be quite honest, like, I don't mean to sound, like, weird or anything, but I feel like I'm doing a really good job. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like in motherhood, I'm trying the hardest that I can, and I'm doing a really good job. And if somebody tells me, oh, well, you shouldn't have done it that way, you should have done it this way, I'm gonna be like, you can take your opinion and you can go somewhere else with it. Because I am guilty, and I know a lot of people out there that don't have kids are guilty of judging people that have kids, and they kind of look at them like, oh, like if they can do a better job at raising your kid. And it's like, you don't know what somebody's going through. You don't have a child. Like, don't, like, I feel like sometimes people don't even realize they're making you feel this way. I'm trying the hardest that I can, and I know that most of you mamas are trying as hard as you can to keep your baby happy. And I just want you to know that you are doing a good job. Don't ever feel like you're less than, because sometimes when it comes to motherhood, I don't feel like I'm less than as a mother. I sometimes am just feeling like everything else is kind of falling apart sometimes. Just like life itself, like, Harmony's great and she's happy, but other things around me, like, it's been kind of hard to cope or, like, balance everything. And I mean, I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. I feel like as mothers, we should stick together, and we should be here for each other instead of judging each other's parenting choices. And especially not only as, like, mothers, but as women. Although some situations may be different, like, we all have struggles. I want to know how you're dealing with it. Like, what are you doing to cope with postpartum depression? Like, what's making you feel better? How is everything going for you? Like, I want to know, because I mean, I'm going through it. So let's talk. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that I at least made some of you feel a little bit more comfortable about your situation if you're going through postpartum depression, knowing that somebody else is going through it too. But yeah, thank you so much for watching.